Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, I'm playing the Tier 10 Pan-Asian destroyer Yueyang. Matchmaking, well, anytime there's not a CV and you're playing a destroyer, matchmaking is pretty good. There's a little bit of radar to contend with in the form of the Puerto Rico. DD threats, Marceau and Harugumo both really seriously outgun the Yueyang. And there are two enemy submarines to worry about. Now, why am I showing you this replay? Well, if you follow my channel at all, you'll see me playing a lot of destroyers. I find them, myself personally, the most fun to play. They're high risk, high reward. If you play well and the dice roll your way, they can be very rewarding in terms of the damage you do or the kills that you get in the game. But it's a constant adrenaline rush playing a destroyer in most games because you're responsible in most cases for contesting caps and kind of getting close to the bad guys. Which isn't to say that I don't enjoy cruiser player battleships for that matter, because I do. CVs, I can take or leave CVs. I'm not really crazy about the way they were implemented with the rework, but I'm certainly not in the CVs need to be done away with or we need a mode that doesn't have them camp. Jury's still out for me on the submarines. I think I've played one game in a submarine. It was a co-op just to get a snowflake. But that was it. Other than that, I haven't, and that's as much as anything due to real life kind of kicking my butt in a variety of ways. If you're in ICOP, you're probably well aware. If you're not, suffice it to say that there are some very serious things going on in the background that are absorbing a great deal of my time and attention. So trying to learn a new ship type just isn't in the cards for me. This game, again, why did I show this particular replay? Well, I think as much as anything, it's because sometimes it's not about how much damage you do, but how you're able to contribute to your team. You see, I didn't go into the cap here because as soon as I went into the cap was going to start to turn. And as soon as it starts to turn, the Minotaur is going to know there's a destroyer right here, which he probably does if he has any sense anyway, because he's a detective. And why did I throw torpedoes back there? Well, there's a chance of catching the Thunder if he continues on his current track. But there's also the chance Mayo's going to turn, and he did. There's a big gap between my torpedo drops there. That's what I wanted to watch out for. You can see I have a 5.8 detection radius. I do not want to get caught by Harugumo with a Mino sitting at about 7 clicks away. I do manage to catch the Minotaur with a torpedo. No flooding, unfortunately, but well, I take that back. There is flooding. How about that? Since no one else can see me, you can see I've got Harugumo's behind an island in smoke and the Minotaur is behind island in smoke. I'm going to continue trying to keep them from getting the cap. Nope. Continuing to flood though. So we've got our below and the enemy team has their below. Oh, I'm spotted. I'm going to smoke up, make sure I don't get blapped here. But that tells me right where the Mino's at. And I'm able to land 5 shells. Yay, blind fire. Which keeps him from getting the cap, at least for now. Now the smokes don't last very long on these Pan-Asian destroyers. And I've got 2 torpedo-laden ships out there, Harugumo and Minotaur. So I'm going to back out of the smoke. That's probably where they're going to be throwing their torpedoes. Neither of them can see me. I know they're too far away. As long as I don't get too close. As long as there come the torpedoes. As long as I don't get too close, they won't spot me. So right now the smoke is just a decoy. It's kind of that red cape that I'm waving in front of the bull. hoping to get them to throw their torpedoes into that smoke while I'm sitting harmless outside of it. But Harugumo, while his guns are out of the way, Minotaur still could see me, so I just finished him off. And so we're about 5 minutes in. I'm sitting about 25,000 damage, and that's not a huge help to the team, but it is some. I mean, the Mino is a deadly ship. You can see Arjunan is pushing in there, and is liable to get blapped. He's going to be sitting broadside to Harugumo. I'm just getting out of his range. And broadside to Thunderer. You can see the Thunderer AP coming. It's not going to be good for him. I guess the Thunderer was putting shells on the Nevsky, who was angled. We lose our Des Moines. What to do? Part of me wants to go get the Thunderer, but we really need a cap. The bad guys have Charlie. You can see they've got most of their ships on that side. And we have a big advantage on this side. Just in terms of numbers. But our guys are kind of sitting back. We got Colombo in kind of a weird place. He can't see the Thunderer anymore. Indy's in a weird place. I don't know that he can see anybody where he's at. Same with Montana. Yamato's trying to get around to get guns on Harugumo, and our Nevsky now is doing the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for the Nevsky to light up the Harugumo, and as soon as I do, I think Harugumo's going to try and fall back behind the island. And that looks like that's what's happening now. And if Harugumo smokes, I'll be right here and I can just daka him while he's sitting in place. I want to keep as little island between me and him as possible. There's the smoke. I expect the Nevsky radar any second. You see I'm already pushing forward. We lose our Belau to the Shikishima. We're down 4 ships to their 1 ship. Nevsky pops radar, and I should be able to get guns on this ship as soon as I see it. And he can't see me at all. I don't want to get too close, or he can, but... And well, this is going to do it for the Harugumo. So, as I was saying, sometimes it's not about damage, it's not about kills, it's about helping your team in other ways. Now, what did I do there? I helped by making sure that the Nevsky's radar really did some good. I could see the Nevsky was pushing over that way. I anticipated the likely use of his radar and was in position as soon as he popped it to be able to get guns on the Harugumo and help finish him off. So while I picked up the kill there, I certainly didn't do all the damage, but I was in position to make sure that that ship was sunk. Enemy signaling in sight. So, what am I doing now? Well, I want to be able to help at the Bravo cap. And I want to be able to help as quickly as possible. So I've got the speed boost active, and I'm just headed that way. We lose our Jinan to the enemy Belau's torpedoes. I can see Venezia there in the Bravo cap. This is going to be a little bit of an uphill climb for this team. It's possible we can still win this, but it's going to be tough. And I'm going to have to help with that Belau. You can see our Colombo, he's dead. I mean, there's no way he survives this. Why he pushed in like that, we will never know. And the sub's got me detected. Looks like he's on the surface, so I'm going to get the guns out, let them go to work. My torpedoes have no chance against him, and unfortunately he's able to detect the torpedoes. But our Nevsky finishes off the Venezia, and I actually had a really good game here. But, props to the Nevsky player because he topped the scoreboard. He played a great game. And although I'm not seen, that sub player knows what he's doing. And now I am seen. So he pings me again. Now, if I sit here in the smoke, I'm probably going to eat some torpedoes. But I know he's close. So what to do? Torpedoes, when they get to a certain range, they stop tracking you. So I just inch out of the way, and I do land a torpedo myself. Now I'm going to try to do the same trick, and it's just tough to do that in reverse. So I'm going to eat one torpedo. Can I scooch out of the way of this? Nope. And he pings me again. Yeah, I would say this is a submarine player who has some idea how to play the ship. I don't really have a choice right now but to get out of there. You can see I've got torpedoes coming from the other side as well, from Yoshino. Couldn't really push in. I've got Puerto Rico right there. I have to fall back. I wish that I could have just rushed straight at Palau and drop the depth charges and all the fun, the exciting and thoroughly amazing G-key dynamic. I'm really banged up here, but I've got to try and do what I can. Hit the speed boost, angle up, try and avoid shots from the Puerto Rico. And fortunately for me, he puts guns out on the Nevsky. It's unlikely that I'm going to hit that Puerto Rico, but that's the goal. Now, he's probably going to radar here, but if he's already used his radar, I might be able to sit here for a while, but I don't want to just sit and be idle or fall back and be idle. So I'm going to put my guns on the Puerto Rico and hope to try and finish him off. Now, again, I'm not doing big damage here. Just little chip damage each time. Shoot 300 HP, 900. But it all helps. Now I'm thinking, what do I do? I really need to help against this sub. I hate the idea of pushing into a sub with 5,000 HP, but I really kind of have to do something. So I can head this way, maybe spot the submarine. Really hoping our Yamato can avoid getting blapped here. Maybe spot the submarine, and maybe I can get into the Bravo cap and try and help there. Can't really do much of anything about Marceau. But our Montana, if he gets one good volley, Marceau's gone. He has very little HP left. And as bad as things look right now, I mean, we're down to 4 ships. The bad guys still have 7. This game is not over. If I'm able to secure the Bravo cap, and it looks like it's possible, throw those out there in the hope that maybe I catch Yoshino. And Nevsky guns down the Palau. How about that? Again, kudos to Squirrel Tag in the Nevsky. Fantastic game. Over 3,000 base XP for him. I think I ended up somewhere over 2,500. I had a good game. But, yeah, mad props to our Nevsky player. Now I lose 1 torpedo there. And I've got to try and see what I can do here. I'm 1 shot away from getting sunk. But I have to continue to try and help the team. There's still the U-2501 to contend with. Things look rough. The torpedoes that I put out there on a wing and a prayer do, luckily, connect and finish out the Yoshino. And my hope here is that Yamato and Montana will turn and push this way. You can see they've been kiting. But our Nevsky's going to need help against that Shikishima. But both teams now down to 4 ships. Their Shikishima is really badly banged up. Our Yamato is really banged up. And though we're down 150 or so points, this could still go either way. It is not over yet. Now, Kurfürst, of course, has excellent hydro. The fact that I'm flipping the cap now tells the Kurfürst he's probably within torpedo range. And I'm guessing he's already got the hydro active. So I'm debating here for a second. Do I wait on the Montana and try to hit him? So I'm just thinking about it. You can see the radio position indicator or radio location indicator. It's telling me the closest thing is on the angle that you see that kind of white or whitish line on the minimap, little pie slice on the minimap. That's where the nearest ship to me is. So I know there's a destroyer closer than those battleships, or in this case, a submarine. But I am able to secure the cap. I threw the torpedoes out there, if for no other reason than to slow down the battleships, to keep them from pushing toward A. Because that might allow our guys to get turned around and head back. Nevsky burns down the Shikishima with guns. Excellent. I am spotted by the sub. I'm expecting shells from Montana, but those guns, they rotate slowly. So maybe I can get out of sight of the sub. If he's just sighted, yeah, you can see where the indicator was. He was just south of the island there. So I was able to get out of sight. Now I'm debating. Do I turn back and work on the sub? Or do I count on the sub trying to turn the B cap back to his team? If he gets in there, he stops our points. If I sink him, that's a pretty big deal. But I think it's more important for me to secure this cap. Because if he spots me and one of those battleships puts really a shell or two on me, I'm going to be sunk. And then the game probably would be over for our team. We've got a Yamato that's really banged up. Myself, really banged up. Nevsky, who's having a great game, but it's a light cruiser, and our Montana. So I'm going to work on securing this cap. I'm going to get angled as soon as I'm able here toward the likely approach of the sub. You can see he's already been working on flipping the Bravo cap. I want to get islands between myself and any chance that I might get hit by his torpedoes, should he just throw torpedoes across into this cap here. So my guess is he's probably sitting at the very, very edge of the Bravo cap, as near to me as possible, so he can head this way and try and finish me off as soon as he's got the cap turned. So I'm going to angle toward his likely torpedo strike and hope to catch him. And I can use this island, if I know he's there, and use this island to prevent him from being able to hit me with torpedoes. That's the only weapon he has. I've got guns. My torpedoes couldn't hit him anyway. So you can see I'm all set to make my push. I'm hoping he's already on his way this direction. In terms of points, it's really close. And we've got 2 caps, and we're getting 2 caps worth of points now. We're just about caught up. Our Montana takes out theirs. I know I'm detected here by the sub just briefly. So I'll make use of this island. The fact that I went dark means he's probably on the south side of this island now. You can see the indicators pointing that direction. So I'll use the island and just wait till he gets within 2 kilometers of me. If I can keep him out of a Charlie cap, we've got this game in the bag. And we've got 3 ships firing on the Kurfürst, and there he is. Their concentrated fire should be enough to finish off even the Kurfürst. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to, when he comes around this corner, I'm going to shoot, and I'm going to move forward. Torpedoes are his only chance, and he's not going to get that chance. I'm just using the island. Little damage at a time. Throwing some depth charges in the water. I expect torpedoes any second. Now we've got a significant lead. You can see Kurfürst is in that cap trying to stop our points. And I'm just going to turn right where toward where I think he went. I've got guns ready. I've got depth charges ready, and I expect to see him right here. There he is. Can't stay underwater forever. And that's it. And that should be game for us. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.